Hello. Okay, now that we know a little bit about macronutrients, today we're going to talk more about micronutrients. So, when we think about macronutrients, those big categories of our food, including proteins, fats, and carbohydrates, there are also micronutrients. So, these are very small amounts that you need, meaning micro, right? And then they're also small in like the size of the actual thing, right? So vitamins and minerals are tiny. And then we also need them in small amounts in the body. So you don't need to eat um, large amounts of these elements to get them to get what you need in your body. So we're going to go over what are micronutrients, why should we care, and getting enough micronutrients. So first of all, what are micronutrients? They are essential vitamins and minerals. This is from the CDC website. Micronutrients, often referred to as vitamins and minerals, are vital to healthy development, disease prevention, and well-being. So there are six essential micronutrients or vitamins and minerals um, that are kind of, and the reason they're listed as essential is because if you have a deficiency in one of them, you're going to see something go wrong with your body. Like something's not going to be right if you're not getting enough of one of these six essentials. So, iron, which is important in motor and brain growth and development, vitamin A, which supports the eyes and immune system. By the way, that's not all they do, but that's kind of like their main job and function, but they do more than just one thing in the body. Vitamin D, which is important for bone strength, as well as the absorption of calcium. So if you were trying to get more calcium to support your bone strength, but you didn't have vitamin D, they kind of pair together. And so if you don't have vitamin D to take up the vitamin or the calcium, then it's not going to do anything for you. You're just going to pass the calcium and it won't have been absorbed into your body. Iodine, thyroid, and hormone function. There was a huge lack of iodine in our diet, and that is why they put iodine into table salt. And so you'll see salt is called iodized salt. And that is because they wanted people to be able to more easily have access to iodine because we were lacking it so much that they put it into salt. Kind of like how, when they tried to put fluoride in the water to help our teeth. It's kind of the same thing. It was like, oh, there's this big epidemic of people not having enough iodine. Let's put it in table salt to make sure that people are getting enough. Folate, important for new cell growth, also hugely important for pregnant women or women who want to be pregnant for the healthy growth and development of a baby. Zinc supports the immune system. And I just want you to take notice really quickly of this beautiful image rainbow of foods. The different colors represent different vitamins and minerals. So when a fruit or vegetable has a different color, that means it's providing you with a different wonderful substance that it's made up of. Does that make sense? So something that's purple has something different to offer you than something that's green. And I believe that our food is like when you look at this, it's pleasing, right? You look at this and just think, wow, that's beautiful. Like it looks good and it's meant to look good to our brains. It's meant to have that response in our body where we go, oh my gosh, this food is beautiful because it's good for us in these varying ways. So this food is meant to provide different vitamins and minerals, and it's diverse so that we get those different vitamins and minerals. And I just think it's amazing that food is so beautiful and made of different colors, and it's just incredible, like the way that God made plants on Earth to work. Fantastic. Okay, so why should we care? The importance of micronutrients. Deficiencies can cause severe and even life-threatening conditions. And while I think most of us, hopefully, are not walking around with a severe deficiency, um, the more likely thing that might happen is that your body is just not running optimally. Like you might be deficient in something and just be like kind of fatigued. Maybe you're not severely fatigued to where you're like seeking medical attention, but you might be just experiencing fatigue and not have not have any idea as to why. And it could be that you're deficient in something. Or like for me right now, I'm like noticing how cold my fingers are. And then I was just reading, oh, that could be a magnesium deficiency. So it's like, okay, cool. Well, then let me go look. Okay, magnesium. What are some of the foods I could eat to have more magnesium? Almonds, whole grain bread, spinach, brown rice, peanut butter, pumpkin seeds, edamame, black eyed peas, and black beans. So I'm like, okay, great. Like let me get some of that in my diet this week and see if my little cold fingers get better, right? Like you can kind of treat this as a science experiment and try out different foods. But I think this is a beautiful picture of like, okay, we need calcium, we need iron, we need magnesium, we need potassium, and we need vitamin D. And when you look at this image of all these different foods, if you notice, like you don't have to eat all of them in every category, right? But if your diet is made up of a variety of foods, a variety of meats, a variety of fruits and vegetables, you're going to get a little bit of the goodness from each of those things and then be able to access all of those different micronutrients to provide your body with what it needs. This link, which will be available to you, is super helpful to just look through and identify what micronutrient, like which micronutrients do which thing in the body. So vitamin A, like I mentioned, it's essential for vision and immune function. And then you can look at like, okay, well, where do we get that? We get that from sweet potatoes. We all know carrots are good for your eyes. We were all taught that when we were little, I think. Eggs, butter, fortified milk, butternut squash. I have one of those right now. I'm going to make that. Oh my gosh, yum. And then we look at like, okay, so riboflavin or vitamin B2, it assists the release of energy from fat, carbohydrates, and protein. It's like, okay, we want our food to release that energy to be used in the body. Yes. So, okay, where do I get that? Milk, bread, eggs, almonds, clams, spinach. Okay, cool. So it's readily available. So that's a vitamin or mineral that like I'm probably already getting because I'm eating those things. I'm not like going out there searching for riboflavin because I know it's in a lot of the foods I'm already eating. Great. Moving on. So I just want you to kind of be aware of like, um, what these vitamins do. And you'll see that like a lot of them do similar things to each other, right? And so they're kind of all working together and helping each other. And that's why we listed those 6 essential ones, because those are the ones that if they're not happening, this iron, vitamin A, vitamin D, iodine, folate, zinc, that can cause more serious side effects. And so to share a little bit about that, this is a graphic that just maybe kind of helps like identify, oh, if I'm feeling fatigue or anxiety or depression or poor memory, that could be a sign of I'm low on vitamin B complex, I'm low on iron, I'm low on vitamin D. If my hair is thinning, showing a lot of dandruff or breakage, that's obviously like a issue with the skin of your scalp, and maybe you're needing more vitamin D, zinc, omega-3. Omega-3 is those healthy fats that we get from fatty fish like salmon. So you should be having salmon once a week. Or mackerel, cod, a fatty cold water fish is the goal. So that's where you get those healthy fats. Again, skin, similar to the hair. Eyes, dark circles, might be low in iron, poor vision, vitamin A and D, cracked lips, weak teeth, sore tongue, bleeding gums, nail brittleness, paleness, white spots, muscles cramping, numbness, twitching, joints clicking, swelling, might be low on manganese, B complex, potassium. There's all kinds of things, right? And so this isn't here to scare you of like, oh no, if I don't eat carrots this week, I'm going to lose my eyesight, right? Like nothing major or crazy like that, but to kind of be, again, kind of curious of like your own body and recognizing that food truly is medicine. Food is on this earth to provide our bodies with all that we need. And so if your body is lacking in something, if you are not experiencing like normal levels of energy, or if you're just feeling like you're sluggish, you're tired, your body is painful, I just don't think that's what God intended for us. And our body, like we deserve to have a body that functions well because we are stewarding it well and because we are taking care of it. And so part of that is to give it what it needs to function and run optimally, which includes this wide variety of micronutrients. And so rather than being obsessive or being super like micromanaging of these micronutrients, right? Just shoot to eat a wide variety of things, multiple colors. And you're like, when you look at your grocery basket, you're like, okay, I've got some orange, I've got some red, I've got some purple, I've got some green. And then also because each of those colors is like a category of food. So like carrots and sweet potatoes or yams, the orange ones, they both have vitamin C. They both have vitamin A. They're in the same category. And so shooting to have like multiple colors and multiple types of vegetables is gonna give you that variety of vitamins and minerals that your body needs. And so you don't have to get super specific and nitpicky about making sure that you have, every single micronutrient checked off on your grocery list. But you do want to just think about diversity and exploring new things and trying new things. Um, Maybe like one time I was at the store and I was like, well, this is a weird looking squash. I'm going to get it. And then I go home and then I look up, how do I make this squash? And then I try it. It doesn't have to be like a main side dish. You could just throw it in the oven, try it out, and then see if you like it. Like no harm, no foul, right? And then I thought this graphic was also just helpful to kind of see all of the different vitamins versus all the minerals, and kind of where we get those things. And so again, like without having to go into super fine details of looking at every single mineral and vitamin, we can just say, oh, okay, so like if I'm eating some fish and I'm eating some mushroom and I'm eating broccoli, I'm eating pears and bananas, and you're gonna get that variety. You're gonna cover the spectrum of minerals and vitamins if you're eating a variety. And it's really cool to count up and be like, oh, I ate 15 different plants this week. Great. Then you're like, okay, maybe I can shoot for, 20 next week. And don't forget, like a raspberry, a banana, an apple, a blueberry, that's 4 different plants. Garlic, onion, if you're using those to season your food and like create flavor. Um, Cucumber for a snack, carrot for a snack. If you have asparagus one night, if you have potato, if you have white rice, brown rice, those are all different plants. Spinach, broccoli, like those are all different plants. And so if you sat down and wrote out which different plants you had in a week, you might be surprised at the variety you're actually getting. And then it's really cool to just like shoot for expanding that variety. So I would love to hear if you are reaching that 30 different plants in a week, and then push yourself to incorporate different colors, different types, and really see if you can make sure that you're trying new things so that you get a variety of minerals and vitamins.